Hey guys, in this video we are going to go over page 16, investigate slope. So go ahead and pause the video, add page 16 into your table of contents, and then I'll give you the page to tape down. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started. The slope of a line is a measure of its steepness and direction. A line that rises from left to right has a positive slope. A line that falls from left to right has a negative slope. You can compare the steepness of two non-vertical lines by comparing their slopes. The line whose slope has the greater absolute value is steeper. So in this example, we have four different lines. We're going to separate all of the lines into either lines that have a positive slope or lines that have a negative slope. So the ones that are going up from left to right. So it looks like line 4 is going up from left to right, and line 3 is going up from left to right. So line 3 and line 4 both have a positive slope because they both go up from left to right. So now lines that have a negative slope would be going down from left to right. So we can see that the first line, line 1, goes down from left to right when I trace it, and line 2 also goes down from left to right when I trace it. So the lines that have a negative slope are line 1 and line 2. So positive means it's going up, and negative means it's going down. Okay, so now we can actually figure out which line is more steep than the other line. So slope is the ratio of a vertical change over a given horizontal change. It is most often represented by the letter m. So we use m to represent the slope. So m is equal to the slope, and then we see the formula. The slope is the rise over the run. So we're going to look at these two examples to help us visualize that. So this first example, the red line, we have a rise of this many, so from 10 to 1015, that's 5, over run, which is over from 5 to 10 as well. So from 5 to 10, that's also 5, and then we divide. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Notice that it's a positive 1, so it has a positive slope. Okay, now we can look at the blue line. For the blue line, my rise, notice I'm going down about 2.5. So since I'm going down, I have to use a negative. And then I'm going over about 5. So 2.5 divided by 5 will give me my slope, which is negative 0.5. So notice since it's a negative, it's going down as a negative slope. So now let's look up here at our four lines. We're going to figure out which of the positive lines are steeper. So let's look at our first line. So line 1. It looks like from here to here, I'm going down 1/2 and over 1/2. So for line 1, we're going down 0.5 and to the right 0.5. Negative 0.5 divided by 0.5 is negative 1, so I have a negative slope. Looking at line 2, I can pick this point. I'm going down 1.5 and over 1/2. So down 1.5 and over 1/2. I'll divide those. 1.5 divided by 1/2. So that gives me negative 3. Notice both of them are negative slopes because they're going down. Now let's look at line 3. So now we have a positive line. So we can start here and we rise 1, 2, and then we can go over about, I would say about halfway. So over, up 2, over about halfway, which 2 divided by about a half is equal to positive 4 because we're going up. And then lastly, we can look at line 4. So from here to here, it looks like we go up a half and over 1. So a half divided by 1 is equal to positive 1/2. Again, it's positive because the line is going up. So now we have to figure out which line is more steep. So it says the one who has the greater absolute value. So 4 is greater than 0.5, so line 3 is more steep than line 4. So this number is bigger than the 0.5. Now, if we look over here, we need to look at which one and figure out which one's bigger. So technically the 3 is bigger, even though it's negative. So line 2 is more steep than line 1. And we can see that line 2 is a little bit taller than line 1. Line 3 is a little bit taller than line 4. All right, so on your practice today, you will be identifying the slope and whether it's positive or negative, but then they're also going to give you examples of some vertical lines, which if we have a vertical line, it looks like this. Vertical lines have an undefined slope, so that's a little bit different. Undefined means there is no slope at all. So positive slope, negative slope, undefined slope. And then we have one more type of line. These are our horizontal lines. And our horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Okay, so you'll be deciding whether or not the line has a positive, negative, undefined, or 0 slope. And then for some of the graphs, you're going to identify what exactly the slope is of each line by finding the rise over the run. So go ahead and pause the video and get caught up on anything that you need to review on page 16. And then as soon as you are finished the notes on page 16, I will go ahead and give you the 4.4 slope practice that goes along with these notes.